So yeah, that I like the picture I took. I thought it was funny, so I'm gonna keep that. But yeah, so this video, man, I just stumbled upon this girl, and the sad thing is, she is a very, I mean, she's a for okay where I am now in Ohio, she would be considered. I'd say a 10. She'd be a 10 out of 10. This girl on YouTube. And she's, independent, and that's where the name of this video comes from. Independent women. Now, see, like, it's just that whole. It just goes in part with that whole lie of modern feminism that they're teaching girls. And this girl that I just watched completely fell into it. Um, and it doesn't matter if you're, if you're beautiful, if you're ugly, if you're fat, skinny. It's just that mentality just completely wrecks women if they drink the whole Kool-Aid and follow it, step by step on paper. Finish high school, go to college, go to post, let's say, graduate school or whatever, and then become a professional at 27, 28. Then they're kind of thrown out in the world at 30 by the time they're ready to settle down. And it just it just completely, like, that mentality just wrecks women. The number of women who genuinely hop out on that whole feminist protocol, and they hop out in the world at 30, like, it that just destroys the chances of them finding that life that feminists wrote down on paper that they should live. Those are the severe mind, those are the anomalies, like the rare anomalies that they at 38 they find, like, the perfect guy and have a kid. Look, because that perfect guy can go fuck 22-year-olds. He ain't trying to sit down with no 29, 30, 31-year-old who don't really like him. She's just trying to fulfill her own mental schedule. You see what I'm saying? See, this is why personally I don't date women over 25. It's because after 25, see, women are always on a clock. You see what I'm saying? It's always a clock. It's always okay. Well, after my fun is done between roughly 16 and 25, now I'm on a clock. Now I got to find a man. I got to have kids. Now I have a career. And like, none of this has anything to do with you personally as a man. You see what I'm saying? All of this is to fulfill her adopted obligations from, you know from life, from Instagram, all types of social media, showing her what she should be doing at her age. You see what I'm saying? So, like, and to be honest with you, I really put in, like, I respect the only women that I genuinely respect in dating are women under 25, also who are, at least reasonably hot. And the reason I say this is this. Okay, it kind of goes back to that logic of Abraham Lincoln, where I think it was Abraham Lincoln. I may be wrong, but the quote goes something along the lines of this: the only way was it to test a man's true character, give him complete power, right? And that's real shit. And now with a man, the complete power could be like super physically strong, or give him $1 billion, and then watch what he does with that $1 billion. You see what I'm saying? That's how you just test his true character. Now, women, their true power comes in being young and beautiful. So if you get so like you see what I'm saying, if you're dating a 23-year-old beautiful girl, well, if she's still staying around you, she has the full power. She can go get somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So that's more the reality. But like, once they get over 25, they start realizing their mortality in the dating market, and then they're gaining weight, they're just getting older. Well, you never really know, okay, does she like me because she likes me, or does she like me because she's just running out of time, or she needs financial help, or you see what I'm saying? Like, this is why I don't date women over 20. There's multiple reasons why I don't date women over 25, and that's one big one. And if you think about it logically, it makes a lot of sense, because a lot of women over 30, like, see, they know they're not worth much anymore in the dating market. So now they learn how to genuinely be decent people, learn how to, laugh and tell jokes after 30. But see, that's why women over 30 are so easy to fuck, because they know this, they know this is the reality behind it. They can't compete with that 22-year-old girl anymore. So now they gotta, lower their standards. So, like, from my point of view is, when if I were to talk to a 30-year-old, first thing I'm thinking is, well, are you lowering okay, what man did you really want? And are you lowering your standards for me, or are you genuinely nice? Like, you never really, you can't know. You see what I'm saying? The only way you can know is to go out there and date women over 20, women under 25, because they have most of the power in their life. So if they're messing with you, then something about you, a lot of times is really actually about you. And if it's not, usually they're so dumb you can figure it out that it's not about you. Maybe because they think you have money or something like that. But yeah, and that was a huge side rant, about a 4 minute side rant. But yeah, the independent women thing. I stumbled upon this girl, beautiful. I don't know what she's like. She's probably mixed with like Asian, maybe Spanish or something. And I'm talking. I mean, she looks like she's maybe 5'8", 5'7". For my friends outside the U.S., if you're watching, that's like about 170 to 172 centimeters. You know, the maybe 60 kilograms, 140 pounds. I mean, beautiful. I mean, beautiful skin, not beautiful hair. She's a beautiful girl. She has her own personality in life, but like she's fucking over 30. And then on top of that, see, and this is another clear sign. See, this is another clear sign women are fucked up. One, she's over 25. Okay. For you, she's gonna be fucked up for you. Two, she's on online dating. Once a woman die, and I would love to see stats on this shit, because I would guarantee, I'm about spot on. Once a woman dives into online dating, there's a very low chance she ever truly gets out of that shit. Online dating for a woman is like the fucking dumpster. You see what I'm saying? Because women are wanted from their physical appearance and just existing in the world. So if her life is now so fucked up to where she can't walk down the street and get somebody to come holler at her, and she has to put doctor photos on the internet and actually have to put the mental effort into writing out a profile and taking the right pictures and shit. Once she has to do that, that is a woman's way of screaming she's fucked up. Okay, that's it. That's it. That is the equivalent of it. Like, and the little girl I found on YouTube, she's like 30 something. She said, well, Tinder's my best friend for meeting new people. So okay, so she's over 30. She probably never had a. I think she said she never had a relationship, and now I mean, she does look good. So now she is, and she ended up on Tinder. So she's getting pumped and dumped on Tinder. You know, whenever she feels the need to get pumped and dumped, she's fucking done. Like see, this is where women really have to understand this shit, man. Like, and whenever I do get to talking to a woman and get talking to her on some real shit, like I make sure I make this clear. Like, we are not on the same timetables. Okay, you can't go just hot a woman for just this. This is just how the nature of the whole thing works. An independent man is wanted because he's independent. You see what I'm saying? Women's nature and what they genuinely want in a man, want that independence in a man. You see what I'm saying? They want a man to have his own shit, have his own car, have his own place, travel around the world, uh, have the ability to pump and dump other women, because that raises value to other women. Because other women gonna look at him and say, oh, well, if all these women are fucking him, he must be worth something. So I should fuck him. You see what I'm saying? But on the flip side, women go out there and do this shit. That's the whole opposite from what general men want. If a woman goes out there and gets fucked by a bunch of men, men ain't thinking, oh, well, if she's getting fucked by 80 dudes a night, well, there must be she must be worth something. So I want to fuck. No, man, it don't work the same way. You see what I'm saying? Like, we are just not on the same time. And then you add in having kids and trying to find somebody to build a life with. Bitch, by the time you hit 30, okay, it's gonna take 2 years for me to even feel comfortable, even for a man of any common sense. It's gonna take at least 2 years to even meet for you to even consider marrying you. Okay. Then after that, because I'm not gonna want to have kids with no woman over 30 unless I can absolutely trust her, which is there's a very slim chance of that, just due off the sheer logistics of the whole situation. The chronological logistics. Um, then it's gonna take another year for you to have a kid. So, like, best case scenario, you a bitch, you gonna be 33 by the time you have my kid. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I could pick something, you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole time shit is off. This independent man, like, it fucks up this modern feminist. It pretty much educating women to become like men. It's fucking them up. And it's making them just completely incompatible in the world. No matter what they look like. They could be like this little girl, she you could tell she's in my age bracket, so she's a newer one. You see what I'm saying? And I finally witnessed it. It's happening now. Like it's destroying them. No man wants to sit up with her for long. That's why she did. That's why the bitch is on Tinder. You see what I'm saying? Because no man wants to sit up with her after he, pretty much pumps and dumps her, and then listen to what the fuck she got to say. No man's gonna fucking want to sit up next to this 30-year-old. I don't know. She looks good, but that biological clock is ticking, and they can sense it in her. I gotta have kids. I gotta find a man. You see what I'm saying? And men with any self-esteem are gonna pick up on that, and they don't want a woman that's gonna be on that. It's fucking disgusting. It's the same thing as a 17-year-old man trying to get a sexy ass 23-year-old woman. You see what I'm saying? Like he really don't got nothing to offer her because she's all fucking the 30-year-old dudes that they're already established. You see what I'm saying? Like, and it's the same thing. Like when women start hitting 30 and up, she really don't got nothing to offer a man at 30 because he's all fucking the 22-year-olds that have something to offer for what a man wants, which is a future with a woman, to have you more healthier kids, and had just generally just a better looking woman to get the better years of her life out of. That's the reality of to see this independent, like they making women too independent in too many wrong ways, and it's fucking them up horrifically. This girl, man, I don't even really want to say her name or anything, put her business out in the street because it's fucked up. Because like I said, at the end of the day, like she was just brought up in a culture, so it's not. In a way, I really don't want to blame her. Then she's living out in California. California, places like that, they're far more, I don't like to use this word, but they're far more liberal with shit in different lifestyles. But in every single okay, and see, this is the another reality. See, women, they don't know how to think like in these broader terms like this. In broader, okay, in every culture on the fucking planet, you could go to fucking literally Romania, in the smallest village in Romania, to fucking New York City. Men and women's dynamics are the same every fucking where you go. Okay. As far as a biological standpoint goes, it has never changed in history. Okay, no matter how much you try to raise a boy and say, "Oh, women, you should," blah, blah. He gonna what is he gonna want? That girl who's between 16 and 25. Now he might fuck with the older bitch. And like I said earlier, the older woman, she's like, there are a population of younger guys who do fuck older women. And it's for the reality of the situation. The reality of that situation is the older women aren't wanted by men their own age. But they know the younger guys just want sex. So they just let the guys plow them. You see what I'm saying? Because they're fucking lost and confused and fucked up at this point. That's the only reason why that happens. Okay. Because let's face it, a woman's nature simply does not allow her to date years younger than her or 7 years younger than her. Pretty much a man who's beneath her in survival in the world. Their brains, they're not wired for that. You see what I'm saying? It would take the only ones who can do it usually are the ones who suffer from some type of mental disorder. There's some mental going on with that because if her self-esteem is pumping and she's good, like women would rather just not talk to nobody than talk to somebody on their own level and beneath them. You see them? And that's a scientific fact. They've proven that time and time again. Women would literally rather just sit at home with cats than to deal with a man who's equal to them or beneath them. That's a fact. Yeah, man. I feel real bad for this girl. Like I really kind of want to send her a message and say, look, like you are a beautiful girl. You got your personality. You got your education. You clean. You're well spoken. You're well educated. But baby, it's that you too old. You over 30, and you on Tinder. You see what I'm saying? Like Tinder. Like see. So and this someone needs to educate women on Tinder because see, at the end of the day, women just crave attention. That's what it is, right? They don't care if it's good attention or bad attention. As long as it's attention, it's good attention into a woman's brain. In the reality of the world, that's just what it is. Okay. Now they don't know. This is another thing that women have problems. A lot of women do have problems with. They don't. They can't realize what that tender attention does to their standing in the dating market. Like I used to do online dating. I don't do it anymore because it really is just it really is just the dumpster of dating. Like especially for what a woman's worth. By the time she has to go on online dating, that's pretty much her way of just reassuring to the world she's in a dumpster now. She can't walk down the street and have a decent man come and pick her up anymore. So she's got to go on online to go reach out to the world type of shit. But the second you end up on Tinder as a female, like you are just immediately dumpster material. Like that's just what it is. And but see, like, but from a woman's standpoint, is oh well, I still get attention, I still get likes, people still respond. So to her, it's just a total win. But in the whole scheme of things, that's a fucking loss, baby. Like you getting attention, but like you, okay, it's almost the same thing as like going to okay, a woman on Tinder is the same thing as in best case scenario a broke down Mercedes Benz going to the junkyard. Like, yeah, people gonna come in that junkyard and look around and take parts off. You gonna get that attention all day long. Because okay, you sitting in this junkyard, like this girl I'm talking about, she would be the equivalent of a Mercedes of a 2000, it's 2019 now. She's the equivalent of like a 2017 Mercedes Benz, good model, sitting in a junkyard. Like you in the junkyard. Once women end up on Tinder, they're pretty much in the junkyard at this point. Like people will come by and they'll look at you like, "Ooh, that looks good," and they'll come sit in you for a minute. Take the air conditioner, or not the air, take like the console out or some shit and go put it in a car that's worth something. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't get ready to sit down with you and fucking build you up. And you know what I'm saying? For all the cost it's gonna take to wheel in a fucking tow truck with a flatbed to pick your broke down ass up out this fucking junkyard, put you on this tow truck, drive you back the fuck home, rebuild you to get your air conditioning working right, the sensors working right, the dents out, because you've been in a junkyard. You on Tinder, you getting pumped and dumped every 15 seconds. So we gotta polish the dents out your ass, make sure the headlights still work. So by this time, look, bitch, you was a 2017 man. So by the time all this shit gets done, the man's gonna spend about $50,000 and a lost 4 years into you. So now you were 2000. So now the year's gonna be 2023, and you were 2017 Benz. You done lost all that value along the fucking way. You see what I'm saying? Like, I hope that made sense because I can go on rants, but I hope that made sense. And I should rename this. Tinder for a woman is the equivalent of being in a junkyard. Of the equivalent, Tinder is the woman's junkyard. I think I might rename it that. Tinder is the junkyard for women. That's a good name.